right, Rob Caputo here for another episode of Talking with Cars, and today what we're going to do is we're going to review something new from Lithium. It's the Lithium trim stick. Now this is pretty cool. It's called Trim Stix, by the way, S-T-I-X. And they sent this out to me a while ago, and I apologize that it took so long to review it, but it's pretty cool. And if anyone knows anything about Subarus, you know, they know that all the plastic trim around the Subarus typically fade out. Trim around the wheel wells, all the trim that's around the bottoms and the rear trunk lid and all that kind of stuff, that all kind of looks like crap after a couple years, you know. So what I want to do is, my mother's bringing her Subaru Forester, and I'm going to kind of trim that up with this and see if I can clean it up. This is guaranteed for 250 washes. It's got SiO2 in it. It's got graphene in it. Supposedly you don't even have to wear gloves. There's no smell, no mess. I don't know. So I'm assuming this has no dye in it. That's what I'm assuming. That's why they're saying no gloves. Let it cure for 12 hours, and that's it. It's that easy, you know. So thanks, Josh, for sending this out. He did send this to me for free. Thanks again for this. This is part of their G series, which is their graphene series. And, you know, from what I've understood and what I read and heard chemists talk about graphene, it definitely does boost up the silicon dioxide and helps enhance, you know, the protection, you know, no question about it. So anyway, let's get right to it. Let's wash your car. Let's go through that process, and then I'll bring you right to the trim as soon as it's dry and clean, and then we'll try this stuff out. This is Talking with Cars. Okay, so I got the entire car cleaned up. You can see this is kind of faded. Not kind of, really faded. And you can see up close what it looks like. You know, it's really got that typical Subaru plastic that's just faded. Even the bumpers, you know, they're kind of faded also. I don't know if I'm going to do the bumpers today, but I'm definitely going to do this. This is what we're going to test the trim sticks on. We're going to get that going. I got the tripod ready, so washed it, deconned it. I'm going to use a panel prep on it, and then we're going to go ahead and install it and see how it looks. All right, so the panel prep that I chose to use on it is the Geon prep. I'm going to go ahead and just use a microfiber towel that I got from TDS along with this, and yeah, and just get this prepped up. You know, it's a lot of alcohol, so it's going to basically clean up and evaporate very quickly, especially in the sunlight. You can see it already. It's just flashing off. So, but I want to get it super clean and tacky so that this stuff will adhere to it very well. So, and I already deconned it, like I said, with a multi-purpose cleaner, soap. So yeah, it's ready. It's very faded. It's unbelievable how faded this is, you know, and how all the plastics on a Subaru typically gets, you know, fender flares, all that kind of good stuff. So let me go grab the trim sticks and I'll show you how that works. All right, so the only thing I don't understand is the stickers on here like tend to kind of just peel right off. You can see that. So Josh, you know, you're gonna have to kind of look at the packaging a little bit and make sure that the stickers don't come off. But he basically said that this is the same formula that they built the trim cubes off of, which I haven't used. I do have some of them downstairs. But yeah, same chemistry, same everything. It's SiO2 with graphene in it and some polymers. Just apply it to the surface, and in most cases, that's it. Onto the trim. You know, you might have to do a quick towel wipe to even things out. The formula, like I said, is graphene ceramic infused and designed to bond to the surface, so you're not just getting a temporary visual change. It's built to hold up through washes, and it says 250 washes, which is not half bad. We've tested it across a wide range of trim conditions, from lightly faded to pretty far gone, which I consider this to be, and it consistently brings back the depth and color in a way that's hard to ignore. So no gloves required. It says it right here. And you have to let it cure for 12 hours. Please replace the cap after each use. Keep away from children and your brother-in-law. He'll think it's a shoe polish. Okay, all right. I caught that. Avoid prolonged skin contacts. Don't lick the sponge. If you do, you're weird. Drink 2 glasses of water and knock it off. Pretty funny. I like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it all has to do with common sense and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer. and we're gonna try this out. So now I tried to shake it and I can't really hear anything, so I think it's a little bit of a gel. So, and you push down, let's see if I can show you here. Push down, oh, there you go. Well, is there anything in here? There's definitely something in here I can... All right, well, maybe that won't work. Might have to actually remove this applicator here. Oh, there's a gel in here, all right. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see if we can apply it using a microfiber. I wonder if this gelled up over time, and it's not supposed to be a gel. Well, that's a bummer. Sorry, Josh. Holy cow. That's something to look at in terms of chemistry. Wow. Holy cow. That is not coming out. I think it's solidified. I think it's completely gone. You know, maybe I didn't use it fast enough. That's nuts. All right, well, let's see if the trim cubes downstairs still work. So it's the same chemistry, so let's try that out. All right, so I got the trim cubes that he sent me a while back. These are protected by this, you know, plastic cover, so I'm hoping that they're not gelled in here. I hope not. And it did come with its own step 1 pre-wash spray, so we're gonna use a little bit of that and see how that works out. So hopefully, that didn't gel up either. No. So that's good. That's the primer, or the prep. We're just cleaning the surface up. Getting that all ready. Letting that dry off. See if we can get the sides here. Sides are always neglected. Usually you're always doing the top. All right. And that smells different. I'm not sure if that's... I'm pretty sure it's alcohol based. I'm not quite sure 100%, but you know, let's look at this and let's see how these cubes do. This is a more of a permanent product, so hopefully these didn't gel up. No, I think they're okay. All right, perfect. All right, so we're good. So these held up a lot better than the trim sticks, unfortunately, or fortunate enough for me. But we're gonna go ahead and install this here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like. Kind of goes on here, a little sponge applicator. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I caught it, the Lithium logo on there. We're gonna go ahead and saturate this in and out, and I have a few cubes, which should be perfect for this. A couple cubes should be enough. I'm gonna do half of this right here, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to try not to wipe it down, but if I have to, I will. I'm going to show you the kind of like the before and after. It should be pretty significant. This would be good for like cowls and stuff like that, and body trim and all that kind of stuff, like we're doing here. So not bad. All right. Let's see if the instructions say anything here. Let's see, directions. Let's see, it's important, blah, 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 will pay off. Step 1, clean the surface with the isopropyl alcohol, which we did to ensure plastic is ready. Step 2, use gloves provided with the trim cube package. Sometimes like a spray sometimes they like to spray a bit, so don't hold near your face, okay? With medium pressure, start coating the plastic parts to be treated with the cube. Go over the desired area for a couple times to ensure proper coverage. This stuff cures quickly, so only do one part at a time. After you are done with one part, buff dry with a clean microfiber towel. If you get any streaks, you can hit the area again before it completely cures. Allow 12 hours to cure. So same time frame, I think, yeah. So the cube, once it's dried, that's it. You can squeeze the cube at one end, kind of release a little bit more. You know, go ahead and kind of put a little bit more onto the surface. And again, I think this is coming out pretty decent. I think it's going to cure pretty nicely also. So let's see, the product dries hard, so once a sponge is exposed to the air, you will not be able to use it again in a future date. If product gets on painted surfaces, wipe it off. All right, so pretty straightforward, just like the other one. I think the idea was to get the stuff into this, like, you know, trim sticks thing and then kind of apply it that way, probably a little bit more fluid, but same chemistry they said themselves. So let's go ahead and show you a little bit of the before and after. I'm gonna go ahead and put this aside, and we're gonna take a microfiber towel and kind of level this off a little bit. So yeah, I mean, not as black as I thought it was gonna be, but it's definitely a lot darker than this here, you know, no question about it. So I think what I need to do is just continue placing it on here, putting it onto this trim. I'll use a second cube for that. I'll open up a second cube since I have it. And I'll kind of hit these areas again to make sure that there's no marbling on this. You can see there's a little bit of plastic marbling that's happening. So we're gonna go ahead and just hit that, but it's definitely 10 times better than it was before. I mean, it looks a little bit more OEM for sure, so you can kind of take a look at what that looks like. You know, sun glare is kind of hitting it a little bit. So let me see if I can close this hatch up. Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good, and you could definitely see a difference, no question about it. And then I'm curious about longevity. You know, how long will that last? So, you know, again, it's got some SiO2, graphene, and all that kind of stuff, so I'm sure it'll last a little while. So I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to show you final video of it, and then we're going to let it cure, and I'll check in a couple weeks and see how that looks. I just want to show you on the bumper area like how faded that is, and I'm going to go ahead and use this trim cube that I have left and just show you how easily it just kind of like brings that black back. There you go. So yeah, not bad. Use it on the mud flaps. Don't forget to go in between here and the edges, and then there you go. Final product. Not bad. I think this is sucking up a lot of that trim cube, so I might have to put another couple coats on this because it is really just sucking it up dry. So it's not like the sides here where it kind of like soaked it up and didn't really need to put another coat on it at all. So, and the side mirrors too, I did them. But yeah, this definitely is very dry. We're gonna have to put some more of it there. All right, so I'm gonna show you some final results. This black plastic right here, like this type of plastic, turned out really well, really well. It's basically, there's no profile to it. It's a flat black plastic. I missed a spot right there, so I'm gonna have to hit that. It did much better than this type of plastic here, but this did come out okay. But you can see, even after a few applications, it's still faded. It's still a little bit on the faded side. So I'm not happy and pleased about that, but I am pleased about this kind of stuff. I mean, this stuff really came out really well. And also the rear view mirrors, they came out really good. Very clean, decent. So I like that. This type of plastic, I didn't do that, but if I did, it would look like this, you know, very black and rejuvenated basically. So, I mean, bottom line, I think I'm happy with the trim cubes. You know, I'm happy that they lasted as long as they did. You know, I mean, I've had those for probably a year and they sat in the basement. The other trim sticks was in the garage, and I had that for less than a year and it kind of gelled up on it. So probably the SI2 content is a little bit higher on the trim sticks. I'd like to try another trim sticks, you know, when it's fresh. Maybe I'll use it on the same trim and see how it does. You know, maybe it would be a little bit better if it was fresh. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed with how I wasn't able to use it, you know, and I mean, it's partly my fault, but realistically, people are going to hold on to these things until they need it. They're not going to like use the entire bottle every single time. You know, it's going to sit in the garage, it's going to sit in a cabinet on a shelf, you know, and then when you pick up to use it again, hopefully it's not gelled up, and you don't really want that to have happen. So, like it did to me. So anyway, so, you know, everyone thinks that I do a good review on every single product that I get. No, it's an, you know, if the chemistry is the same as a trim cube, then sure, I'm sure it's fine. Not happy with the fact that it gelled, and I wasn't able to try it. Concept is good. Packaging, 5 out of 10. You know, it's a nice little package. You know, the tip of it broke, or actually, like, you know, punctured the unit. So I was able to squeeze it into the, or I was supposed to be able to squeeze it into the foam applicator that's on there, but I wasn't able to do it because it was all gelled up inside. So trim cubes, all I had to do was just open it up and it was fine. So, and definitely use gloves when you're using this stuff. You know, anything with SiO2, anything with polymers or chemistry or anything like that, use your gloves, use your common sense. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, check me out on the next video, and I'll come back to this and I'll show you some, you know, maybe long-term, short-term results of the trim on the back bumper. Peace.